was supposed to be kicking in. There's a lot of legal things happening right now. It might never happen. It was supposed to be extended to be able to push out 3 times the amount of oil, and that would be going to China, east to China over the Pacific. That is at a point where, Canada doesn't know, are we going to be an environmental nation and just shut down the whole oil operation that we're doing over the next couple of decades, or is this the direction we want to head? So there's that dispute here in the country. Any way you look at it, 99% of our oil goes to the States, and we're reliant on the States. So it would be good to diversify. It would be good to find another market. But as it stands right now, a little bit more oil going to China, well, it's not bad for the pocketbook when it comes to Canada.
RT correspondent Alex Mihailovich. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
We talk often about the U.S.-China trade war, but today we focus upon the collateral impact to other nations. Here to help us out is RT correspondent and China expert Caleb Maupin. Caleb, thank you for being with us. We do talk about just the China. I mean, you've been on the program and on other RT programs a bunch. But what are the impacts of the U.S. and China, the 2 largest economies in the world? How are they being? How is the collateral impact related to other nations?
Well, just today in China, they're convening the 5th International World Internet Conference. We've got all kinds of cybersecurity heads that are there. They're talking digital economy. They're talking artificial intelligence. There are some Americans there, from what I understand, but our economy is missing out on it, largely because of this trade barrier that's been erected. Now, if you remember the TPP, the idea was to create a trade sphere in Asia that China would not be a part of, right? Bring all these countries in with us, kind of lock China out. Well, the TPP is gone, right? That was one of the deals that Trump ripped up, just like he promised to do on the campaign trail. So now we're seeing, as this tariff war and this disagreement between the United States and China persists, we're seeing a lot of countries that might have been with us against China getting friendlier. For example, we just saw Abe, the head of state of Japan, meet with President Xi. The first time in 7 years there was a meeting between the head of Japan and the head of China. Also, we know Vietnam, right? There's some disputed islands there. There's been some tension there. Well, now Vietnam is all excited to start supplying some of the electronic parts that they're not getting from us. So it's shaking things up in Asia, to say the least.
And it's so funny when you mentioned Trans-Pacific Partnership that we pulled out from. And then after it looked like everybody was going on with it, the 11 countries, despite us, then President Trump says, hey, maybe I'll get back involved in it. Well, sorry, Charlie. I mean, that boat had already left. I did that headline earlier. I know we spoke about it, about the Australians trying to also get some coordination, cooperation among some of these countries. But will President Xi's popularity and the coordination he has through Belt and Road be enough to avoid any sort of future economic storm?
Well, I'm quite confident that they're going to get through this. If you watch the speech that she gave on Monday, the speech she gave at the Import Expo, that was very important. And I think a lot of the mainstream media here in the USA kind of overlooked it and didn't get it. But, when he reached the climax of his remarks, and he says, we've been through 5,000 years of trials and tribulations, and we're still here, and China will always be here, and the audience just burst into applause, that was very, very dramatic. With all due respect to our commander-in-chief, I feel like he doesn't exactly know who he's messing with here, right? These are the people that invented gunpowder. These are the people that literally invented paper money, right? This is not some kind of Fifth Avenue real estate deal. The tough guy stuff is not going to work, right? China is pretty well embedded in the world economy. You're not going to be able to just push them out.
We're going to leave it there for right now, Caleb, because that's just such a perfect place to leave it. Caleb Maupin, China expert, RT correspondent. We'll have you back. Thank you so much, sir.
Always a pleasure.
And it's time now to squeeze in a quick break. But hang here, because when we return, Miles Edwards joins us to discuss the latest moves on net neutrality and more. Plus, Trinity Chavez tells us about the basics of Bitcoin. And as the U.S. Federal Reserve concludes their 2 days of meetings, which are the stocks to look toward? Adam Mesh of Adam Mesh Trading joins us. Maybe we'll get a stock tip. And as we go to break, here are the numbers at the closing bell. As I mentioned, oil is down 21% from its peak on October 3rd. We'll be back in a flash.
When you question more, you get more.